What if the reason you feel restless, anxious, or emotionally drained is because you are trying to control people and outcomes that were never yours to control? Think about the people who live in your mind long after conversations end. The situations you replay before sleep. The words you wish you had said. The outcomes you are still trying to fix in your imagination. You tell yourself you are just being responsible, loving, thoughtful, but deep down you feel the weight of it. In Buddhist wisdom, suffering does not come from loving others. It comes from clinging to how they should behave. It comes from resisting how life unfolds. This is not about becoming cold or distant. It is about finding peace while still caring. It is about learning the quiet strength of detachment, not as indifference, but as freedom. Today, we will explore 6 Buddhist lessons to help you gently release what you cannot control, and finally, return to yourself. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Accept that you cannot control others, only your response. One of the most liberating truths in Buddhist teaching is this: you are responsible for your actions. You are not responsible for the reactions of others. And yet, how often do you try to manage someone else's emotions, their choices, their opinions of you? You replay conversations in your mind, searching for better words. You analyze someone's behavior, trying to decode hidden meanings. You feel tension when they act in ways you wouldn't. A part of you believes that if you think hard enough, explain clearly enough, love strongly enough, you can influence the outcome. But control is an illusion the ego clings to. In Buddhism, this attachment to outcomes is a subtle form of suffering. You suffer not because someone behaved poorly, but because you expected them to behave differently. Pause for a moment and reflect. Whose behavior are you trying to manage? Whose approval are you silently chasing? Whose growth are you trying to force? You cannot awaken someone who does not want to wake up. You cannot heal someone who does not want to change. You cannot make someone see your worth if they are committed to misunderstanding you. This does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop carrying what is not yours. There is a powerful shift that happens when you say, their actions belong to them. My response belongs to me. Suddenly, you return to your center. When someone is unkind, you choose whether to absorb it or observe it. When someone misunderstands you, you decide whether to defend endlessly or let silence speak. When someone walks away, you can grieve without chasing. Detachment begins with this awareness. You are not the director of other people's lives. Trying to control others often comes from fear. Fear of rejection, fear of loss, fear of chaos. But control does not create safety. It creates tension. Imagine holding water tightly in your fist. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips away. But if you open your palm, the water can rest there peacefully. Let people be who they are. Let them reveal themselves. Your peace is not dependent on their behavior unless you decide it is. Practice this in small ways. When someone disagrees with you, notice the urge to convince. When someone makes a choice you wouldn't make, notice the urge to correct. When someone distances themselves, notice the urge to pursue. Instead of reacting immediately, breathe. Ask yourself, what is within my control right now? Usually the answer is simple: your tone, your boundaries, your next step, your inner state. Everything else is not yours. Detachment is not weakness. It is emotional maturity. It is understanding that forcing outcomes only exhausts you. You are allowed to care deeply without controlling tightly. You are allowed to love fully without losing yourself. The moment you release the need to manage others, you reclaim your power. Lesson 2. Release attachment to outcomes. You do not suffer because you desire. You suffer because you insist. There is nothing wrong with hoping things go well, wanting harmony, wishing for reconciliation, dreaming of a certain future. But when hope turns into insistence, when desire turns into demand, peace disappears. In Buddhist philosophy, attachment is described as clinging to a specific outcome as the only acceptable result. You decide how a conversation must go, how a relationship must evolve, how a situation must resolve. And when reality does not follow your script, frustration begins. You might recognize this pattern. If they truly cared, they would act this way. If I explain myself better, they will finally understand. If I wait long enough, they will change. But life does not move according to your expectations. It moves according to causes and conditions far beyond your control. Detachment does not mean you stop setting intentions. It means you release the demand that life obeys them. Imagine planting a seed. You prepare the soil, you water it, you give it sunlight, but you cannot pull the plant upward to make it grow faster. You cannot command it to bloom on your timeline. You do your part, then you allow. This is the essence of non-attachment. When you cling to outcomes, your mood rises and falls with circumstances. You become emotionally dependent on results. Your peace becomes conditional. I'll feel okay when they apologize. I'll relax when this problem is solved. I'll be happy when things go my way. But what if peace is available before any of that happens? Ask yourself, what outcome am I gripping so tightly? What am I afraid will happen if I let go? Often beneath attachment is fear. Fear of being unimportant. Fear of losing control. Fear of uncertainty. Yet uncertainty is the nature of life. In Buddhism, impermanence is not a threat. It is a reminder that everything shifts. When you release attachment to outcomes, something surprising happens. You become more present. Instead of obsessing over the future, you focus on what you can do now. Instead of replaying possibilities, you accept what is unfolding. This does not make you passive. It makes you peaceful. You still speak your truth. You still set intentions. You still make efforts. But you no longer tie your worth to the result, whether someone chooses you or not, whether a plan succeeds or fails, whether circumstances improve quickly or slowly. Your inner stability remains. Try this practice. Before entering a situation that feels uncertain, say quietly to yourself, I will give my best. I release the rest. Notice how your body softens. Notice how your breath deepens. Detachment from outcomes allows you to participate in life without being imprisoned by it. You are here to act with sincerity, not to control how the story ends. Let life respond in its own time. Let people reveal their own path. Let situations unfold naturally. When you stop demanding that reality conform to your expectations, you discover that peace was never in the outcome. It was always in your acceptance. Lesson 3. Create compassionate boundaries without guilt. Detachment does not mean you disappear from people's lives. It means you stop abandoning yourself to remain in them. Many people struggle to detach because they confuse boundaries with rejection. You may fear that if you say no, you are being selfish. If you step back, you are being cold. If you protect your energy, you are being unkind. But Buddhism teaches the middle way, balance, not indulgence, not suppression, not overgiving, not complete withdrawal. Balance. When you allow others unlimited access to your time, your emotions, and your attention, resentment quietly grows. You may not speak it aloud, but your body feels it. Tight shoulders, restless sleep, a subtle exhaustion that lingers. Detachment begins when you recognize this truth. Compassion for others must include compassion for yourself. You cannot control how someone behaves, but you can decide what you will tolerate. There is a difference between loving someone and absorbing their chaos. There is a difference between supporting someone and rescuing them. There is a difference between listening and carrying their emotional weight as your own. Reflect gently. Where in your life do you feel drained? Who leaves you feeling heavy instead of peaceful? What conversations repeatedly disturb your inner calm? Your body often knows before your mind admits it. In Buddhist wisdom, right action includes protecting your mental and emotional clarity. A boundary is not a wall built from anger, it is a doorway built from awareness. It quietly says, I care about you, and I also care about myself. You do not need dramatic exits. You do not need long explanations. Sometimes detachment looks like shortening a conversation, declining an invitation, not responding immediately, choosing silence over argument. Notice the guilt that may arise when you begin to set boundaries. Guilt is often a conditioned response, especially if you were taught that your role was to please, fix, or accommodate. But guilt does not always mean you are wrong. Sometimes it means you are growing. Ask yourself, am I responsible for their happiness? Am I responsible for solving this? Or am I simply uncomfortable disappointing them? You cannot detach peacefully if you are constantly betraying your own needs. Imagine holding a cup of water. If you keep pouring from it without refilling, eventually it empties. Then resentment replaces kindness. Healthy detachment allows you to give without depletion. It also means allowing others to experience the consequences of their actions. When you constantly intervene, explain, defend, or smooth things over, you interrupt their growth. You may believe you are helping, but sometimes you are preventing necessary lessons. Let people feel what they create. Let them manage their own reactions. Let them solve problems they are capable of solving. This is not cruelty. This is respect. You respect their autonomy. You respect your peace. A compassionate boundary might sound like this. I'm not available for this conversation right now. I care about you, but I cannot take this on. I need space to think. Soft, clear, honest. Detachment through boundaries is an act of emotional maturity. It requires you to tolerate discomfort in the short term for peace in the long term. When someone reacts negatively to your boundary, observe instead of absorbing. Their discomfort does not mean you have done something wrong. It simply means the dynamic is changing, and change often feels unfamiliar. You are not here to manage everyone's expectations. You are here to live in alignment with your values. The more you practice compassionate boundaries, the less resentment you carry. The less resentment you carry, the more genuine your kindness becomes. Detachment is not pushing people away. It is standing firmly within yourself. You can remain loving without being available for everything. You can remain kind without saying yes to everything. You can remain connected without losing your center. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it is wise. And wisdom in Buddhism is always gentle but firm. Lesson 4. Accept impermanence. Let change complete its cycle. Much of your suffering comes from resisting what has already changed. You want people to stay who are meant to leave. You want situations to remain as they once were. You want relationships to return to earlier versions of themselves. But everything in life moves. In Buddhism, this truth is called impermanence, anicca. Nothing remains fixed. Not emotions, not circumstances, not identities, not relationships. And yet, the mind clings. You replay how things used to feel. You compare the present moment to a memory. You ask, why can't it be like before? But before no longer exists. Detachment becomes possible when you deeply accept that change is not personal, it is natural. The person you are today is not the person you were 10 years ago. The people around you are evolving too. Some grow with you, some grow away from you. This is not failure, this is movement. Imagine standing in a river. The water flows around you constantly. You cannot step into the same current twice. If you try to freeze the river, you create tension. If you allow it to flow, you remain steady while everything moves. People change, feelings change, commitments change. You cannot hold someone in a version they have outgrown. Sometimes detachment means acknowledging that a chapter has ended, even if no one formally closed it. It means recognizing that you are holding on to a memory rather than a living reality. Ask yourself, am I attached to who they were or who they are now? Am I grieving the present or the past? Impermanence does not mean nothing matters. It means everything is precious precisely because it does not last. When you accept this, your grip softens. You begin to appreciate moments without trying to trap them. You allow relationships to evolve naturally. You stop forcing continuity where there is none. Consider how seasons change. Autumn does not argue with winter. Winter does not beg for summer. Each season arrives, stays briefly, and departs. You are not meant to cling to every season of every relationship. Sometimes people enter your life to teach you strength, sometimes to teach you love, sometimes to teach you boundaries, sometimes to teach you letting go. Not everyone is meant to stay forever. Detachment does not erase love. It transforms it. You can love someone and accept that their path no longer aligns with yours. You can cherish what was without demanding its return. You can release with gratitude instead of bitterness. This is a quiet strength. When change happens, instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What is this change making space for?" Often, what leaves creates room for growth, room for clarity, room for deeper alignment. Resisting impermanence keeps you trapped in negotiation with reality. Acceptance frees you from that negotiation. You do not need to rush detachment. Grief may still move through you. Sadness may still visit. Allow it. Even emotions are impermanent. Notice how waves rise and fall within you. No feeling stays forever. Not joy, not pain, not longing. When you truly understand impermanence, Detachment becomes less frightening. You realize that holding tighter does not stop change. It only increases suffering. You are allowed to feel. You are allowed to miss. You are allowed to remember, but you are not required to cling. Let life move. Let people evolve. Let endings be endings. Trust that what is meant to remain will remain without force, and what leaves was never meant to be controlled. In accepting impermanence, you discover something steady beneath it all, your awareness. And that awareness is where peace lives. Lesson 5. Return to your inner center. Stop abandoning yourself. When you cannot detach from someone or a situation, it is often because your sense of self has quietly become entangled with it. Your mood depends on their messages. Your sense of worth depends on their approval. Your peace depends on how things unfold. Without realizing it, you have handed your inner stability to something outside of you. Buddhist wisdom gently reminds you, suffering begins when you forget your own center. There is a subtle habit many people carry, the habit of self-abandonment. You override your intuition to avoid conflict. You silence your needs to maintain connection. You agree outwardly while disagreeing inwardly. Over time, you drift further from yourself. And then detachment feels terrifying, because if you let go of them, who are you without that role, without that hope, without that emotional investment? Pause here. Notice how much of your mental energy is spent monitoring something you cannot control. Someone's tone, someone's behavior, a possible outcome, an uncertain future. Now ask, when was the last time I checked in with myself? In Buddhism, awareness is the path home, not awareness of others, awareness of your own mind. When you return to your inner center, you begin observing your thoughts instead of drowning in them. You notice the urge to text again, the urge to explain again, the urge to fix again. And instead of acting immediately, you breathe. Detachment does not begin with distance from others. It begins with reconnection to yourself. Imagine a tree during a storm. The branches sway wildly, leaves scatter, but the roots remain deep and still. If the roots are strong, the storm does not destroy the tree. Your roots are your values, your boundaries, your awareness, your self-respect. When you forget your roots, every emotional wind feels like destruction. Many people cling because they fear emptiness. But what you call emptiness is often space, space where your own identity can re-emerge. Who are you when you are not trying to be chosen? Who are you when you are not trying to fix what is broken? Who are you when you are not chasing resolution? Sit with those questions gently. You may discover parts of yourself that have been waiting quietly for attention, interests you postponed, rest you denied yourself, peace you delayed. In mindfulness practice, there is a simple exercise. Observe the breath. Each inhale rises, each exhale falls. The breath comes and goes without force. You do not cling to one inhale, nor resist an exhale. Let your attachments be like that, coming, going, observed, not owned. When your mind drifts toward obsession, instead of criticizing yourself, say softly, I notice attachment, not I am weak, not I cannot let go. Just awareness. The more you observe without judgment, the less power the attachment holds. You are not required to solve everything. You are not required to hold everything together. You are not required to sacrifice your stability for someone else's unpredictability. Returning to your center may feel unfamiliar at first. There may be silence where anxiety once lived. There may be stillness where drama once existed. Let it be quiet. Detachment creates space for clarity, and clarity reveals truth. If someone wants to stay, they will stay. If something is meant to unfold, it will unfold. You do not need to supervise destiny. Your task is simpler. Return to yourself. Care for your mind. Protect your energy. Strengthen your roots. When your inner center becomes your home, detachment no longer feels like loss. It feels like alignment, and alignment feels peaceful. Lesson 6. Trust the flow of karma. Release the need for justice or closure. One of the deepest reasons you struggle to detach is the longing for resolution. You want acknowledgement. You want fairness. You want an apology. You want understanding. You want closure. When none of these arrive, your mind keeps the story open. You replay it, hoping to mentally complete what reality left unfinished. But Buddhism teaches a profound truth. Not every story will close the way you wish. This is where trust becomes essential. In Buddhist philosophy, karma is not punishment or reward. It is cause and effect. Every action creates consequences, whether visible now or later. You are not responsible for managing another person's karma. You are responsible for your own. When someone mistreats you, part of you wants balance. You want them to see what they did, to feel what you felt, to understand the impact. But chasing that validation ties you to them emotionally. Ask yourself, if they never apologize, can I still choose peace? If they never understand, can I still move forward? If justice is delayed, can I release the timeline? Detachment deepens when you accept that life balances itself in ways you may not witness. Not every lesson is yours to deliver. Not every truth is yours to enforce. Not every wrong requires your correction. Sometimes the most powerful act is stepping back. Trust does not mean passivity. It means understanding that constant mental engagement with the situation does not change it. It only prolongs your suffering. You may feel that letting go means letting them win. But peace is not a competition. If you remain angry, resentful, or obsessed, who is truly losing tranquility? Holding on to injustice is like holding a burning coal, waiting to throw it. You burn first. Releasing does not mean approving. It means refusing to poison yourself. There is a quiet dignity in saying, I will not let this define my inner state. You may never receive the explanation you hoped for. You may never hear the words you deserved. You may never see accountability unfold. Still, you can choose freedom. Trust that every person walks their own path of consequences and growth. Trust that what is misaligned will reveal itself. Trust that clarity unfolds over time. You do not need to orchestrate outcomes for the universe. You only need to live with integrity. When you respond with awareness instead of revenge, you strengthen your own karma. When you walk away instead of escalating, you cultivate wisdom. When you choose peace instead of prolonged argument, you protect your mind. Detachment, in its deepest form, is surrender. Not surrender to defeat, surrender to reality. You stop arguing with what has already happened. You stop demanding different endings. You stop negotiating with the past. Instead, you say, "It happened. I release it." And slowly, the emotional charge begins to fade. There is immense power in knowing you can survive unanswered questions. You can survive unfinished conversations. You can survive misunderstood intentions. Closure is not something others give you. It is something you create within yourself. You create closure when you decide, "This chapter no longer controls me." Trust the flow of life. Trust that what is meant for you does not require force. Trust that your peace matters more than your pride. Trust that letting go does not diminish you. It refines you. You are not here to carry every unresolved story. You are here to grow beyond them. And sometimes growth looks like walking away quietly. Detachment is not coldness. It is clarity. It is choosing peace over control, awareness over obsession, and trust over fear. You can love deeply without losing yourself. You can care without clinging. You can release without bitterness. If this reflection supported you, stay connected for more Buddhist wisdom on healing, mindfulness, and inner peace. May you loosen your grip. May you strengthen your center. May you walk forward lighter than before.